The bad news is only bad if you haven't anticipated it. So ask your Professional Solutions Insurance Services agent about insurance that protects and service that matters. Professional Solutions Insurance Services. Good news for businesses of all types and sizes.
7:42. Welcome back to a great day for this Monday. It's the 15th of June, and time right now, Jason, to focus on business, brought to you by Professional Solutions Insurance Services. And especially, I'm sure, last week, these were busy people in this town, especially when people wanted it a minimum of 72 degrees in their homes. So again, we have a couple gentlemen here from 72 Degrees. Kendel, Richlen, and Luke Bristow are here. And tell us about 72 Degrees. What a clever name, we might add, because we've heard about you guys for a while. We're going 72 Degrees. I wonder what they do.
Well, we're a heating and cooling and electrical and geothermal company out of Ankeny. We've been there since 1992, and I purchased the company in 1998 from the founder. And we started our electrical division in 2012 and just added a location in Ames this year. And we've been growing. We do mostly residential, both service, maintenance, and installation, replacement. I do some residential new construction and a little bit of light commercial work.
All right, why 72 degrees? Why not 70?
Well, 72 degrees. You know, the founder decided that his grandfather thought that San Diego was a great place to live, and its average temperature was 72 degrees.
Now we have an answer. See
and
that, Jason?
He said if it was good enough for his granddad, it was good enough for him.
That's a great answer.
It's got to be easy. Tell us a bit about the electrical division, if you would.
The electrical side, yeah, we started that, it's been about 3 years ago now, and we handle everything from commercial, light commercial, residential. We do residential maintenance for electrical, which includes going through the electrical panel, going and tighten all the fittings, checking out outlets.
What if you have a rat's nest for a fuse box or circuit breaker box? I guess you call it now.
We've seen it.
You've seen it, and you can make sense of it.
Slowly, yes.
Slowly. All right.
You speak from experience.
I heard of somebody who might have one of those. No, but all kinds of electrical. What if somebody maybe they have a shop or something like that, they want to add some outlets and things like that? You guys take care of that?
You bet. You bet. Generators also.
That's pretty popular now, isn't it?
You bet.
Generators.
You bet. Generators have really come around, and not only in new construction, but we're putting them in residential existing homes, and it's becoming a big thing. People want the reliability of having their power all the time, especially when Jason's telling us about severe weather and things like that.
See, it's all back to Jason.
Now, this time of year, besides the obvious where the air conditioner simply isn't functioning, what are some other warning signs that maybe something might be headed in the wrong direction in terms of your cooling at home?
Well, a lot of times, if it hasn't just quit, maybe it just doesn't keep up well, or we have hot or cold spots in the house that aren't working well. So then we can look at, you know, it's maybe just a maintenance issue, and typically the maintenance issues are dirt related. Usually filters are dirty, condensers are dirty outside. And then also, you know, equipment does break. I mean,
all right, we're gonna. You guys are the experts here, so we're gonna help people out here. We're gonna have some questions answered here, especially what you just got done saying. I know with the air conditioners are probably the #1 thing people are worried about now. All right, what temperature should the air be coming out of your ducts?
Usually we like to see 18 degrees less than what it was going in. So if you're running, you know.
Now this is going in, so it's the feed going in, correct?
So if you're keeping your house around 72,
okay,
our outgoing temperature should be, somebody do the math for me.
52. 52, 54.
52, 54,
okay,
somewhere around there.
Okay.
You know, and we're going to have a little bit of variance in there based on, you know, temperature rising coming through the ducts and stuff like that. But, you know, that's...
Now, how important, I noticed this just over the weekend too, Jason, I'm sure you saw it over in your side of the town too, over on the west side. These cottonwood seeds are everywhere, and they seem to have been around forever. They don't go away. How important is it to get those things off of your condenser fans?
Very important. As that stuff builds up on the outside of your condensing unit, it basically plugs it, and you can't get airflow. So if the airflow doesn't go there, we're not transferring that heat from inside your house to outside. So if we can't get rid of the heat, your house doesn't stay cool. So if we can keep that clean by taking a hose and rinsing that off, once or twice a year.
Do you necessarily have to take off the protective sheeting around the
Sometimes you
condenser
do.
coils if it
Sometimes
gets
to
real
get
bad?
sometimes to get to them, you need to take those off, and that's when you need professionals like us. Other times, you can see the coils, and they're easy enough to rinse off.
Okay.
You bet.
They say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So let's say it's been a while, since you've had things looked at. How often should you have that system checked?
We recommend annually. When it got hot out last year, or last week, when it was 97 on Wednesday, 80 to 90% of our calls were on equipment that didn't get maintained annually.
Right.
And that was the majority of it. I mean, it was dirty stuff, simple stuff, but also, the stuff that gets in a little deeper, loose electrical and capacitors that are getting weak, and motors that are seeing the end of their age. We try and get on top of that, catch it again before it gets to the point where, hey, now we got problems.
Right. And obviously we're talking about air conditioning now because of the time of the year, but fall's going to be here before you know it.
Right.
Winter's going to be here before you know it. And you mentioned that you guys do geothermal type stuff too. How much of a change has that gone through in the past 10, 15 years when it comes to the efficiency?
Geothermal is it's still the most efficient way to heat and cool your home.
It is.
It is. It is. The only drawbacks to it are some of the upfront costs, but those are offset with federal tax credits, with utility rebates. So a lot of those can help you afford a geothermal system. The other thing you have to keep in mind is you have to have a place for your loops outside. We run loops into the ground, and so we have to have room for that, whether they're horizontal or vertical loops. Those are other things that we have to take into account when we do those things.
Now, ballpark figure for a geothermal unit in an average size house.
And while you're at it, how long does it take for it to pay for itself?
Good question, yeah.
First off, the upfront cost, somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000. Okay, for an average house. Payback against natural gas, somewhere between 7 and 9 years.
Okay, so if you're going to be there a while, it's worth spending the money.
Not as long as I thought it would be. So that's a great idea. Now, people have questions about this or anything else when it comes to heating or cooling. Easiest way to get a hold of you would be what?
Well, you can call us in Ankeny at 965-7272.
Oh, it's convenient that you have 7272. Let me guess, you have an Ames number too that has it.
You betcha. We have 292-7272 there also.
That's clever.
And we also have our website, 72degrees.com.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Hopefully you have a bunch of questions answered. If anybody needs anything done, you know who to call.